Hello everyone, myself Dr. Jyoti Angrish, Associate Professor cum HOD of RIMT School of Legal Studies in the Law Department. So today we discuss the right to information and obligation of public authorities under the Right to Information Act. Because Right to Information Act is necessary, it's a very necessary and in today's time period. So right to information and obligation of public authorities. Now we discuss this one by under the Right to Information Act 2005, often symbolized as one of the most revolutionary legislation of independent India, came into force in its 2005. So this act can be safely categorized as one of the most powerful legislation in the hands of the Indian citizens. So right to information, it's an act. This act provides for setting out the practical reason of right to information for citizen to secure access to information under the control of public authorities in order to promote transparency and accountability in the working of every public authority. So the constitution of a Central Information Commission and State Information Commission and for matters connected therewith or incidental thereto. So now first of all we know that what is the public authority? Public authority, it is defined under the Right to Information Act. Under this, public authority is any authority or body or institution of self-government established or constituted by or under the constitution or by any other law made by the parliament or a state legislature or by notification issued or order made by the central government or a state government. So that by any authority which has a legal mandate to govern, administrate a part or aspect of public life, such as all branches of the executive power of a state, province, municipality, etc. Now, what is the obligations? Obligations of public authority. What is the obligations of public authority under the Right to Information Act, and which authority is provided by this act? Under section 4 of this act, every public authority shall maintain all its records duly catalogued and indexed in a manner published within 120 days from the enactment of this act, and the particulars of its organization, functions and duties, and the powers and duties of its officers and employees. So the procedure followed in the decision making process, including channels of supervision and accountability. So in the norms set by it for a discharge of its functions, the rules, regulations, instructions, manuals and records, they held by it or under its control or used by its employees for discharging its functions. And under this a statement of categories of documents that are held by it or under its control, the particulars of any arrangement that exist for consultation with or representation by the members of the public in relation to the formulation of its policy or implementation thereof. And constituted of the, it was also constituted of the boards, councils, committees and other bodies, a directory of its officers and employees, monthly remuneration received by each of its officers and employees, budget allocated to each of its agency, and the manner of execution of subsidy programs, particulars of recipients of concessions, detail in respect of the information, and the particulars of facilities, those are available to the citizens for obtaining information, and under this the names, designations and other particulars of the public information officers. And other obligation is that such other information as may be prescribed and thereafter update these publications every year. So these are the some obligation under the section 4, and section 4 is also relating to publish all relevant facts and provide reasons for its administrative or quasi judicial decisions to affected persons. It shall be a constant endeavor of every public authority to take steps in accordance with the requirement. And after this obligations, we discuss these obligations, but before these obligations we also know about the procedure. What is the procedure for obtaining the information, which procedure we can obtain and we can proceed for the information. Section 3 of this act, all citizens shall have the right to information. So this act specify the manners in which request may be made by a citizen to the authority for obtaining the information. It also provides for transferring the request to the other concerned public authority and that may hold the information. So this application, when a person submitted the application in writing or electronically with this prescribed fee to public information officer, that is a PIO, and after that information received the public officer, then on this application is disposed of by the information officer on receiving application seeking information. Depending upon nature and fact of application, PIO take decision whether information can be provided or not. Its information is how much necessary for the applicant. Then PIO provide the information, and the timeline for providing information is also given under the act. It is to be provided within 30 days in journal periods. What's the time is reduced to 48 hours where life or liberty is invoked. And after this life and liberty is invoked, if a PIO reject the request, then PIO shall communicate to requester reasons for such a rejection. So time period within which appeal against such a rejection may be preferred, and particulars of the appellant authority, and what is under which a applicant file the appeal and orders. Any person who does not receive a decision within the specified time or is aggrieved by a decision of the PIO, they may file an appeal under the act. Appeal and order to whom and what is the time limit, and to whom file the application. It's when a PIO not heard about the complaint and information, then applicant file the appeal to the officer senior in rank to the PIO in the concerned public authority. And after that, if that appeal is not heard by the officer, then its second appeal to the Central or State Information Commission. Under this, time limit is also fixed under this act. Under the first appeal, within 30 days from the expiry of the prescribed time limit or from the receipt of the decision. And under the second appeal, its time limit is within 90 days of the date on which the decision was given or should have been made by the first appellant authority. So under this, when this appeal is not heard by the officer, then burden of proof to show the justification of rejection, denial of information is on PIO. Then first appeal shall be disposed of within 30 days. And that's why that appeal is disposed of within 30 days from the date of its receipt, or within such extended period not exceeding a total of 45 days from the date of filing thereof, for reasons to be recorded in writing. And after that, there is some penalties. Those are fixed by the this act. When a PIO is not fulfilled the conditions and not given the information to the applicant, these penalties are under section 20 of this act. This act, section 20, imposes stringent penalty on a public information officer for failing to provide information. So every PIO will be liable for fine of 250 rupee per day. That fine is up to of maximum rupee 25,000 for not accepting an application. So delaying information release without reasonable cause, nullify denial for information, knowingly giving incomplete, incorrect, misleading information, destroying information that has been requested, and creating obstacles in furnishing of information. So after that, Information Commission at the center and the state levels will have the power to impose this penalty. And there are some judgments, those are relating to the important those are important judgment, those are relating to the Right to Information Act, because Information Act is a right to know. What is a right to know? It means applicant and every citizen, every person right to know what happened and what is the transparency, what is the accountability. For this transparency or accountability, establish the Right to Information Act. So there are so many judgments given by the Supreme Court, High Court and other courts also. What we have also discussed there only some important judgments, those are relating to specifically RTI. These are the first Reserve Bank of India versus Jayanti Lal Ministry. Under this, RBI cannot deny information under RTI claiming fiduciary relationship. Under this, court held that claiming fiduciary relationship, then RBI cannot deny given any information. So it's the right to the applicant who can take the information from the RBI. And another one, Adesh Kumar versus Union of India. Adesh Kumar versus Union of India. Under this, RTI cannot be denied on the ground that information sought is irrelevant. And another case is Jiju Lucas versus State of Kerala. Under this, whether particulars of FIA can be disclosed under RTI Act. Under this question arises by the applicants whether particulars of FIA can be disclosed under RTI Act. And another case is relating to the Union Public Service Commission, etc. versus Angesh Kumar and others. Under this, UPSC marks cannot be disclosed mechanically under RTI Supreme Court. Under this, a petition filed under the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court has given the decision UPSC marks cannot be disclosed mechanically under RTI, because this appeal filed relating to the UPSC marks. So UPSC, under the UPSC marks, Supreme Court decision held that it cannot be disclosed mechanically by the UPSC. So NN Domne versus PIO Department of Post. And another case relating to the pension payment and Aadhaar card, relating to the pension payment and Aadhaar card. Under this, pension payment cannot be denied because for want of Aadhaar card. It means कि Aadhaar card, without the Aadhaar card, no one deny the pension payment. And another one is Vishwas Bhuvarkar versus PIO Housing and Urban Development Corporation Limited. So RTI information cannot be denied for lack of Aadhaar card. It is also relating to the Aadhaar card. And Abid Hussain versus CPIO Jabalpur. Under this, 2 years wait for RTI response is flagrant violation of RTI Act. And another one is Shahjad Singh versus Department of Post. Under this, information cannot be denied on the ground that file is missing. If any file is missing in any department, then that department cannot deny the given the information, because under the RTI, it's duty of the department to given the information if that department missed the file. So thank you.